Hello everyone. So my name is Tiara, but everyone calls me Tink. It's like a nickname I kind of grew up with. But anyway, welcome to the start of my pregnancy vlog. I've never done one of these things before. I didn't do it with my last child, so I decided, I've been looking at pregnancy vlogs all day while I was in the house, so I was like, I think I might want to do one. It looks fun. It looks like it gives people an insight on things that you go through when you're pregnant. So this is the start of my pregnancy vlog. Hope you guys enjoy. So just to give you guys an insight, right now I am basically I am 13 weeks along, so I'm like at the beginning of my second trimester, and I found out I was pregnant probably around the end of February, so that puts my due date towards the end of this year, around Thanksgiving, I believe. So I know they said November, so yeah, my baby will, I guess, be like a Thanksgiving baby or whatsoever. This is my second pregnancy. My oldest son is 4, and I can say with this pregnancy versus the last one, there are some differences that I've noticed. My first pregnancy, I really didn't have that many issues. The only issues I could remember having was back pain. I didn't like the smell or the taste of eggs when I first started, when I was in my first trimester, when I got pregnant for the first time. It would make me gag. But other than that, I didn't have no real issues. But this pregnancy, oh God, okay, so my first trimester was kind of rough for me because I experienced some new things. So of course, one of the new things that I experienced that I didn't experience, before, was definitely being sick. Not sick, but I would get nauseous, and it wouldn't just be in the morning time. It would start in the morning time and kind of last throughout the day and kind of into the night. Now at night, when it got around nighttime, I would be fine, and I can maneuver a little better. But during the day, when I have to be up doing stuff, doing housework, I'm going to school online, so I have to do that, and then I still have to take care of a 4-year-old, and just do other things. It was a little hard. It was a little hard because, when you're feeling sick, you just, you're kind of sluggish. You don't want to get out the bed. I had no appetite at all. I didn't even want to eat anything. I didn't want to eat nothing. I would eat, of course, I wouldn't just starve myself because I know I have to still feed, the baby and everything. So I couldn't just sit here and not eat nothing. But I was eating small things like crackers, water, of course, juice. Really, I would, not really any big heavy meals or nothing like that. And so then I went from being nauseous all day long to it just kind of being once in a while, maybe once every few days, I would feel nauseous all day and not want to eat. And then the nausea kind of went away, and I eventually just, my appetite came back a little teeny tiny bit, but not all the way. So I was kind of eating like a bird. I would eat a few bites of something and get full. And it was really mind-blowing because, with hunger pain, when you're pregnant, your hunger pains are very different. So I would feel, hungry, and I'll be like, okay, well, let me make me a hamburger or, whatever. and I would literally take maybe like 5 bites of whatever I was eating and a few bites of something else maybe on the side, and then I would not want it no more. I would not want it. And it started just getting a little irritating because, you know, sometimes we go out to eat, sometimes we get takeout, like, you know, Sonic or Burger King, whatever. And you know, how I was raised, how I was brought up was that you know, you don't want to waste food, right? So every time I would throw like half a cheeseburger away and the fries, or a whole plate of something away, I could just hear my mom's voice in the back of my head saying like, there's people out here that's hungry, you just wasting food. You just wasting food. Because when I was younger, when I was little, I wasn't a big eater. So I used to pick at my food a lot. I was a real picky eater. So that's why like my mom and my grandmother would say stuff like that. But you know, now my appetite has come back. Definitely come back. I have more energy. I don't feel like sluggish and fatiguish no more. I actually have more energy, and some nights it's hard for me to actually even go to sleep. I know the other night, like maybe 2 or 3 nights ago, I probably didn't go to sleep till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I was trying for hours to lay down and relax and go to sleep, and I just couldn't. Like I just couldn't do it. I don't know, I just couldn't do it. And but yeah, now I feel like a whole lot better. I feel kind of like back to normal again. So I'm just glad that part is over and I didn't have to go through like being, you know, because I've heard stories of like women getting pregnant and like not keeping nothing down and having to go to the hospital for like a week or 2 because they're dehydrated. So I'm just glad I didn't have to go through that. So this time around, I don't know what I'm having yet, but this time around I am hoping for a baby girl. I'm hoping for a little mini me. And you know, I asked my son, well, you know, my son at first he didn't really know what he wanted me to have, but every time now I ask him, he'll say, oh, I want a baby sister. I'm like, okay. And you know, at first my boyfriend wanted a girl too, but now he's saying he wants another boy because he has a son, I have a son, so it's like, you know. But you know, I'm just like, I don't want another boy. Like, no. no. I told him if we have another boy, I might have to move out. So I am hoping for a girl. I'm not gonna so how I'm gonna do it, I'm not gonna be able to find out what I'm having. Well, actually I go for my gender scan next week. So my next video that I'm gonna be making, you know, I'll record that so you all can see it. But at the same time, I'm not gonna find out the gender that day. What we're just gonna do is go to the place. They're gonna do the ultrasound, and then, you know, they're gonna turn like the screen off where we can see everything, put the gender in the envelope, and then we're gonna give the envelope to somebody, and then, you know, we're gonna have a gender reveal. The gender reveal is not gonna be until next month. So the beginning of next month will be when we reveal what I'm having. But I'm excited. I'm very excited, nervous, anxious, but I'm just glad that a lot of the stuff, I'm just using a lot of the knowledge that I had from my first pregnancy and using it with this one. Far as like, you know, what foods to eat, what foods not to eat, what I can take for pain, of course, you know, it's only Tylenol, and things like that, you know, and just staying hydrated with certain fluids. I do know, one of the things I do notice too also with this pregnancy is that I do get dehydrated a whole lot quicker. So I don't know if it's because the baby is just sucking all of the nutrients from me, or, you know, things are just different this time around, because I've heard I've heard a lot of people say different things like, oh, well, if you weigh this much, you're having a girl. If you weigh this much, you're having a boy. If you crave this, you're having a girl. If you crave that, you're having a boy. So, but you know, we really won't know until the gender scan when I'm having. So, you know, that'd be exciting. Like I said, I'm hoping for a girl. I'm hoping for a girl, beautiful baby girl. And also, let me see, what else? We're having a baby shower too. At first we were gonna have a baby shower together, but because we're not having the baby shower until September, I was just like, that's a little bit too much. That's too long to have, you know, to just have me wait. I didn't want to wait that long to find out the gender. I just really didn't, because I feel like after a while I just would have went and found it out on my own and just, you know, just, you know, revealed it to everybody else, because like I'm very impatient. Yeah, I'm just not really a patient person when it comes to these type of things. Like even now, I was doing some research earlier on, like, you know, what are some signs that I might be having a girl. So, but you know, it's kind of hard to tell, you know. So the only way I could for sure tell was either through the blood test or the ultrasound. So yeah, but I'm very excited. I know with my first pregnancy, I was really nervous and anxious about me actually having to push a whole baby out of my, you know, out of my lower area. But now, shoot, I feel like I am a pro. I feel like, yeah, you know, once they give me my epidural and, you know, I don't feel no pain. Because with my first son, I didn't know I was actually in labor for like 2 or 3 days, because I was in a lot of pain, but I thought it was the Braxton Hicks. And so my son was born in 2017, and he was actually born on Easter morning. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was in labor, and I was just so in so much pain, and I thought it was Braxton Hicks. And you know, I was just going along with it, but it was like intense. So that Friday before he was born, I went to my doctor's appointment, and you know, she measured my cervix, and I was only dilated 3 centimeters. So she was like, oh, well, you know, you're fine. You know, he's probably not going to come for like another week, because he was actually supposed to be due on April the 26th. And he ended up being born on the 16th. So, you know, I'm just listening to the doc. Sometimes, oh, that's another thing too, for any new moms out there that are newly pregnant, because I know there's a lot of people pregnant right now because of this, you know, pandemic going on and everybody being stuck in the house and nothing to do. It's okay to listen to your doctor, you know, they are the doctor, but sometimes you have to take your own best judgment on your body. If you know how your body is, and you know your body, it's best to take your own best judgment with certain things, because sometimes the doctor could tell you one thing, but you know, sometimes it might be best to do something different, you know. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to do every single little thing that the doctor tell you, or stuff that they say in the baby books, you know, because having a baby does not really come with an instruction manual. You know, we've been giving birth since, I don't know, since the first sign of life, since Adam and Eve time. So, you know, we're pros at this in a way, you know. So but anyway, back to my story. So yeah, I went to my doctor's appointment, and yeah, I was only dilated 3 centimeters. So I'm thinking everything's cool. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool, that's fine. And I was actually my last day of work was supposed to be that Monday. So I was off that weekend because it was Easter weekend. I went over to my sister's house, and you know, I'm over there. I got to finally take a nap for a little while. And then I want to say later on that evening, I don't know. Now, some of you might have heard people say this. They say when you eat pineapples, it helps with labor. I don't know if it's because of the enzymes and the acids that's in it. I love pineapples, by the way. But they say pineapples help with labor, also with like just being active and stuff. But you know, I've someone had told me that before I had my son, and it's crazy because that night my stepmother was in the kitchen at my sister's house making the pineapple upside down cake, and I had like a small little piece because I'm like, oh, this smells so good and so sweet, like just, you know, because she likes to make cakes for church and stuff. So she was making cakes that she was going to take to church. I asked her, oh, can I have just like a small little piece? I asked for a small little piece, and I was sitting on the couch, I'm eating it, and I was watching, I think, the 10 Commandments or something that was on TV, and I was just in so, like, my Braxton Hicks went from just feeling like bearable to unbearable. I was just like, oh, like everything felt so tight. It felt like somebody was giving me a really, really extremely tight hug, and like just all of this back here in my back and my spine was just hurting. So I tried to take like a warm shower. I tried all of that. I kept calling my doctor, and her like assistant kept picking up the phone and saying stuff like, oh, well, you know, just time your contractions. If they're not 5 or 4 minutes apart, then yeah, they're gonna end up sending you home. So just try to labor out at home. So, you know, I go in the room with my sister. She's doing my niece's hair for church the next day. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, it just started becoming unbearable. And I'm telling her like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to the hospital. I was scared to go to the hospital. I was actually like, I actually did not want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to rush and go to the hospital unless I was sure that yeah, it's time, this baby is coming. Because, you know, a lot of times when you go to the hospital and you're only dilated 3 centimeters, they send you back home. And you know, my sister, where my sister was living at the time, was like on the other side of town. The hospital was on the other side of town, so I didn't want to, you know, have them send us back, and then we get back to her house, and now I'm like in full-blown labor, and then we gotta drive back to the house. So, you know, I tried to, you know, deal with the pain as much as I could, but once it got to the point where I'm like in the floor screaming and just praying to God and just, you know, all of that, yeah, we went to the hospital. So it was probably like midnight when we got there, and they had me fill out paperwork. We had to wait for the nurse to come down, bring us the wheelchair, come get us, because we had to go through the emergency side. And I got upstairs to triage, and they came and measured my cervix. They put an IV in my well, they put mine in my hand. It hurt really bad. But once they measured my cervix, they was like, oh, you're like 8 centimeters, and yeah, it's time for you to almost push. And I'm like, what up? It happened so quick. Like, I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. I am very tired. Like, you know, usually when I watch people, you know, go through labor, like, you know, like I say, like in pregnancy, the ones I've watched in pregnancy vlogs, you know, I've watched people like, you know, they get to the hospital and, you know, they get them in a room and they are in labor for like some hours, and then, you know, they get to rest, they get to eat a little something, get to watch TV, you know, they get to relax. Me, I didn't get to do that. No, I didn't get to do that. I probably only relaxed for a little while, and that was only because we were waiting for the anesthesiologist to get there, because he was like on call and wasn't in the hospital. So they got me to the labor delivery room. We had to wait on him. Once he got there, you know, they put the needle in my back, stuck me twice. Once was to numb me, the other one was to put the needle in my back. And once they did that, I was like already close to 10 centimeters. So I could it took some effect, but I could still feel it like in my back. So yeah, so once they did that, they got me ready to push, and I kind of knew when it was time to push because I could feel it. I could feel the contractions coming on in my back. So you know, they were telling me like, oh, you know, go ahead and push. So I think I pushed maybe like a good, I don't know, maybe like 10 times, and he came out, and you know, he was all gray looking and stuff, but I was happy. It was the happiest day of my life and stuff. And now he's a big boy now. He's 4, and some days are good, some days aren't. But no, I love him to death. But this time around, who knows how it's gonna go. That's the same thing I was telling my boyfriend. I said, shoot, we could be at the grocery store, we could be in the car, we could be here at home, and I might not even make it to the hospital, because I've also seen pregnancy vlogs where, like, you know, the baby is coming, like the baby is not gonna wait for y'all to get to no hospital. You need to push the baby out and then maybe go to the hospital. But you know, hopefully that doesn't end up happening. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this vlog that I'm gonna do. Oh, also, if y'all want to see, I don't really have much of a bump yet. I have like a little pudge right here. But I don't have like a bump. I wouldn't call it a bump as of yet, because I'm still kind of like, you know, early. But I would say by the time I have the gender reveal, I should have like some kind of bump there. I know with the first time, I didn't start showing until I was like in the middle of my 5th month, and then like kind of past that. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking very forward to that, actually. I'm looking forward to feeling my baby move around and kick, and I can, you know, talk to him or her. And I'm looking forward to, you know, experiencing this all over again, because, you know, the first time I was pregnant, it was just a lot of stress, anxiety, and stuff like that. I mean, you know, with my son's dad, you know, we ended up going our separate ways after he was born. But you know, it was, you know, very, very, it wasn't what it is now. I will just say that. So, you know, I'm very excited this time, and yeah, I hope, like I said, I hope it's a girl. I'm hoping for a girl. So everybody keep your fingers crossed for me. And yeah, so like I said, the next video will probably be when I go and get my ultrasound done, and we not find out what we're having, but we, you know, get everything together to go and see what we're having, so that way we can have the reveal next month. So I will see you guys then, and I look forward to you guys following me on this journey of mine. Oh, also, the next video y'all see me, my hair will be completely different. It looks a little bit of a mess now because I had to like wash it and blow dry it and then flat iron it. But I'm gonna be getting it done tomorrow, so by the time y'all see me, I'll look completely different. I'm not gonna look like this. So okay, that's the end of this video, and I hope you guys stick with me during this journey. Bye.